Hello everyone and welcome back to episode 36 of building my dream park in theme park Tycoon 2. So today we are going to be starting on building the cave that of course I said we were going to be doing last episode, which is going to be in here. But since last time of course we did the episode, we got a copy and paste. So I have been changing and preparing some small things. So first of all, we all know of course the trees that are around the area, they are not the best. So I've spent actually the last day working on some new custom trees, as you can see. So we got these new cube trees with actually also snow on them. And then also of course these trees with a few different variations, of course also the snowy versions, as you can see. Then down here I've also made a few just different type of cacti. And then right here we have, well, some people might say they're pencils, but no, they are supposed to be like crystals that are going to be inside of the cave that's going to be of course right here. So what I'm first going to be doing before we're actually going to start working on the cave is just removing all the trees and placing back all the new ones, and probably also placing some cacti right there, and then hopefully the whole area just starts to look a lot better. So yeah, let me do that real quick. And there we go. I've replaced, well, most trees, as you can see. Now there's a lot more variety in there. Yeah, this just already starts to look a lot nicer. For the people that also seen it, I have replaced this right instead of the twister, since we already had a twister in like the area that's right there. So I somehow just completely missed that. So now we've got this spiral slide in here, which I think also quite works as a low poly ride. You can also probably see that I've added all of these connectors to like the support. So the supports also now are, I guess, finished at most. Bars are still few supports down here which are not finished, but I don't know what to do with this hole yet. But now that we have done the trees, let's get inside of the show building that's of course right here, and let's start working on this cave. So for a cave, we of course need to first hide this wall, since, well, we do not want to have the show wall. So I can either replace this with like these pieces, since the problem is that the border is like right on this block. If I want to use this block right here and I'm like going to make it smaller, it does not like it, since then it's going to say out of park, and I can, as you can see, only place it, well, right here, which is not the best. I know the coaster is definitely going to go through the side here. I just do not have enough room to otherwise make this turn. So it's my dream park, and just imagine it's not doing that. So I'm now just going to be adding this whole wall here, so the actual back of the building is looking a little bit better. So I will be back once I've done that, since this is just probably one of the most boring things you can watch. Okay, so now that we have this massive wall on the outside, of course I will also have to add all of this on the inside, which is yeah, equally as boring. But of course we're going to be theming the whole inside instead of the outside just looking like a straight wall. So what my plan sort of is, while I'm going to be building this, is that it's going to be one big crystal cave. These are some of like the pictures that I'm using for inspiration. So it's going to be like the purple bluish cave with of course light orbs to actually glow up sort of like the ice spikes, and I think that can look very cool. So then this like area that's going to be right here is going to be like some decontamination area. So there's like going to be put like smoke on top of yours, and the door opens, and then you're like, hey, you are inside the cave, and then you see like the amazing spikes and everything, and then you continue and you see this, and then you go up. I'm not really sure why you go up or why there's a waterfall here or anything. I don't think I should be questioning anything. I just want to make something that looks really cool, and this will then be quite a high ceiling. So I feel like we should almost extend this whole wall all the way actually top, since it's going to be like very high, of course, since, well, there is going to be a lift track that goes up. At least the new copy and paste tool does make it a lot easier to copy over all these things. As you can see, it's not as big of a pain anymore as it used to be. So before we can actually place all the crystals, we need the actual cave for the crystal cave. It's going to be interesting how we're going to be doing, since of course building these primitives on the side of the plot is, as you can see, going to say of out of bounds. So I'm probably just going to make like a little thing here of like maybe like 20-30 of these rocks, and then just copy paste it just everywhere. So now I got the whole stone wall, as you can see right here. But I guess I'm just going to be like copy and pasting this just over everything. Well, there we have our very repetitive, I agree, stone wall now. So I'm definitely going to be like painting just randomly over them like this. When it's dark, if there's like a roof over it, you're not going to be seeing that, are you? And I know now it's very flat. We are of course going to be adding like these bigger primitives over here. Hopefully build this stuff now. Yes, I can. So then there's going to be bigger primitives like over here, where then of course the big ice spikes are going into. And it's going to be quite difficult building here since, well, as you can see, we do not have that much room, since on the other side is of course also the mountain. So everything that is going to stick out, you're going to be seeing on the other side of the wall, which then looks very strange. So now that I have just a little bit of an area where I can just try and test out the crystal spikes. We of course have a few different sizes. I think I'm first just going to copy over like just the most normal size we have. So I'm probably just going to like stick this out until like here. This is going to be like the most difficult part of it. Probably going to make it like a sort of like the same blue color. Can I copy this? I can. Now, as you can see, you have a crystal-ish thing in Lumi. Do you not have like the slash light or light edit modes? Yes, this is how you do it. Okay. So like the brightness needs to be less. Yeah. So if I now get like another spike, and this is just really going to be just testing around and playing, yeah, with it, seeing how it does. Okay, so this one will then, I guess, just go from like the top of the roof, and then this one is going to be painted some more like purple pink-ish color. That starts to look very cool. I've tried using different also materials for that, but the thing is, if I start to use like foil for this, which I first had, it's not really low poly anymore. That's the only problem with it, but that might actually do look better. Okay, now you know what, I would still say it's good enough for low poly. Yes, I think that is going to look very cool, and also it's a great like source for just the lighting of this, of course, massive thing here. There is of course going to be a hole of light in the middle, so it's not going to be completely dark in the middle here like this part, but the rest of it is probably going to be dark. Let me actually already add sort of the roof. So now we also got actually the roof of this whole thing, and I know it looks quite blocky from the outside, like it's definitely not the prettiest, but at least the other side looks good. So if we now go in, as you can see, it has already started to become a lot, darker. Yeah, there's a passive light coming in here. Maybe I can like sort of try to hide maybe like some smoke emitters to like prevent the light of coming in. Yeah, now it's just really black in here, and it sort of does it a little bit, not that much actually as I hoped it would. So I will be making these sort of like rocks around the lift, so this is probably going to be the height of the roof. And now that I'm looking at it, the floor actually also needs some work of actually looking like a cave. So let's actually add a floor. Yeah, now I guess it's just time to add a lot more rocks on the inside. It is of course going to be hopefully dark in here to actually get the good effect that I wanted to give. So actually the crystals really pop, but it is going to be quite difficult getting that. So I will first just sort of like shape the inside of the cave, and then the same on the other side. And I'm now just adding like this little just edge here just to sort of smooth it out. Of course, then this back wall here is just going to be completely black, so you actually do not really see it, and it looks like I'm stuck. So it looks like the cave is way bigger, so I just need to make sure I do not place any like crystals there. Now for the issue that we have of course with the roof, what happens if I just completely like close this off? How dark is it then? Okay, then it actually is pretty dark how I want it. So for now I will just keep it like this. Alright, well there we go. It's now just completely dark. I just have to add some more actually rocks on the ground since this looks kind of bad. Okay, now that we have this, I guess I can actually just start to copy and paste some of these crystals over. Of course, I also want the other sizes, just so it does not look all the same. So let's actually get one of these pointy ones, and I guess I'm just going to be placing these everywhere. I really hope this is going to look good and not bad. Otherwise, I have the feeling I have quite a problem, since there's not really any other idea I have for this, to be fair. So I have now placed quite a lot of crystals all around the cave. Do look pretty cool, of course. Now it's, well, actually already looks pretty cool with like how the texture of them is, but I feel like if I'm starting to like give them the orbs, it's going to look even better. So I'm probably just going to like steal this light orb right here, and then just, I guess, copy and paste them over into all the light orbs, and then one for one just change them all. And that sounds very boring, so I will be back once I've actually done all the lighting for all the crystals.
A few moments later.
I've now added all the lights to them, and as you can see, they're all blue, and and most of them are a little bit too bright, but it is already starting to look so much better. So let me actually change them all to the right color and fix their like brightness. Alright, and there we go. Here we have our crystal cave, and actually I am really happy with it. Of course it's all low poly, so there's not too much detail, but I actually think this really works. Of course I still have the issue with the roof, because I can of course not really create a roof that goes open, which I was first planning, but I don't think that's really possible. So of course you will be standing right here, you're getting like the smoke on top of you, which we will be ending after this, and then you are being let go, the doors open, and then you start to see this crystal cave. And of course if we're going to go in like POV modus and everything, it starts to look like this. Of course the right wall is very close and you're definitely going through it, but who knows. And then of course you can already see a little bit of the cave there. I really like that, just a little bit of natural light, and then you of course go up, you see all of the colors, and then it just starts to become very dark, and you get up and you actually don't even see the roof being there, so that's perfect. And then of course you're going into the eyes of the lake, where of course the waterfall is going from. Pretty happy with it. I think this turned out even better than expected. The foil definitely helped give it more of like the crystal look and vibe. Now there's one last thing to do in this episode, so let's just right do that. So we got this room, which is an interesting one. So what basically is going to happen if we get a, well, now for now a sequencer, get these smoke emitters, and then like place sort of on the side here. And for now I'm just going to be turning this off. I first want to actually sequence this. So we're going to just add the smoke emitter, and then it will just stay on for like 3 seconds, like 250 power. So when it goes on, it does like that. And now the only thing is that I will have to time it correctly, since it's probably going to be with this piece that they get activated. Or should it be this piece? I don't even know which piece does what. So I put it on this piece. I don't even know if it makes it that piece. Does it make it? No, it doesn't even make that piece. Oh well. Let's see what it now does. I expect it to be too early, so I might have to move the whole like smoke timers a little bit later inside of the sequencer. So it comes here. So as you can see, I would say 1.5 seconds. I'm probably just going to move them here. Alright, well, let's try that now for one last time. I have high hopes it's going to work, and then probably like the lights are going to like turn like maybe like red or just completely out. So here you go. Then you stand still, you get smoked like that. Oh, that is really cool. And then it stops, and then you can continue. Okay, that's perfect. Okay, so what I'm going to be doing, I'm probably going to be finishing this little hallway here my own time. So it's probably going to be quite similar to this, and it's not the most exciting thing. I am really happy with the end result of this crystal cave that we made this episode. But of course still have to finish this whole thing that is going to be right here. So if you have any ideas which I should be building right here, maybe like a dark ride or another coaster or just a certain theme that of course is with low poly, please let me know in the comments. But that, guys, is the end of the episode. I hope you guys have enjoyed this one. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe to my channel, and I will say, as always, goodbye.